Hello, future RNs. This is Sir Josh, and for this recorded lecture, we are going to discuss about your mania. Okay, so nurses, pag sinabi po nating mania, as is being stated here, it is a distinct period during which mood is abnormally and persistently elevated, expansive, or irritable. So, contrary with your depression, pag sinabi nating mania yan, nurses, this is an alteration in our mood that is being expressed by, sabi natin kanina, meron siyang feelings of your elation. Okay? Since sabi dito, abnormally and persistently elevated. Ibig sabihin, meron siyang feelings of elation. Nurses, ano po bang ibig sabihin ng ating elation? Ang ibig sabihin, nurses, ng ating elation, these are your high levels of your emotions. Okay, so as an individual or as a healthy individual, normally we do express ourselves. For example, we win the lottery. For example, you pass the board examination. So it's normal for you to have that elated feelings. Okay, but remember, nurses, as an individual, as a healthy individual, okay, your elation, it should only occur for at least 1 to 3 days lang dapat po yan. Okay, 1 to 3 days. So normally, okay lang po na when you pass your board exam, for example, okay lang na hindi ka nakakatulog. For example, today, okay lang na hindi ka makatulog for the succeeding days. It's normal. But when it comes to your mania, nurses, since there is already an alteration in your mood, okay, it already lasts, okay, about 1 week or but maybe longer for some individuals. Okay, ibig sabihin ng nurses, okay, it might be present, okay, most of the day or nearly every day na you have that elated feelings. And para masabi natin siyang disorder, it alters your activities of daily living. Because your mania, sabi natin, nurses, it is an alteration in your mood that is being expressed by your feelings of emotion, or by your feelings of elation. Okay, you have that high levels of emotion. Minsan, inflated din siya. Okay, minsan, increase din po yung mismong self-esteem. Yung mismong, meron siyang grandiosity. Okay, meron siyang hyperactivity. And minsan, yung mismong client natin, okay, the hallmark sign of your mania is your flight of ideas. Sir, ano bang ibig sabihin ng flight of ideas? Nurses, ang ibig sabihin ng flight of ideas, this is your what? This is your, meron yung client natin, meron siyang rapid flow of ideas wherein they tend to shift from one topic to another. Okay, minsan nagiging unrelated na yung mismong mga topic ng sinasabi ng client natin who is in a manic state because they have a rapid flow of your ideas. And if you're going to ask them, okay, they will going to tell you they have that subjective experience that yung mismong thoughts nila, it is actually racing. That's why when you're going to communicate with your clients who have a mania or who are considered manic, okay, their speech may be disorganized, minsan nagiging disorganized, or minsan hindi natin naiintindihan yung gusto nilang sabihin. Okay, that's why nagiging incoherent po yung kanilang mga speeches. Okay, nagiging incoherent, nagiging disorganized because they have a rapid flow of your ideas, which is your flight of ideas as the hallmark sign of your clients who have mania. Okay? So, next naman tayo, nurses, here. Ano nga ba yung ginagamit nila na defense mechanism? It's your projection. Contrary with your depression, as what we've already discussed, introjection naman sa kanila. Bakit po projection ang ginagamit ng mga patient who are in a manic state? Remember, nurses, pag sinabi natin projection, they are going to blame other people, okay, for their own difficulties that they are actually experiencing. Okay, so yun naman pong ibig sabihin ng ating projection. And at some point, okay, yung mismong episode of their manic state, it includes, sabi natin kanina, meron silang inflated self-esteem. Bakit meron silang inflated self-esteem? It's because their self-perception, okay, their perception towards themselves is considered as exalted. Okay? What else? Meron silang, meron silang grandiosity. Yung mga client natin na merong mania, okay, they have that ideas that they have that great work and ability. That's why pakiramdam nila, okay, or feeling nilang taas-taas nila compared to other people. And aside from that one, they have that decreased sleep, excessive and pressured speech. Okay, ibig sabihin ng nurses, they do not need sleep. Para sa kanila, sleep is for the weak. Okay? Bakit sila nagkakaroon ng excessive and pressured speech? It's because makikita natin sa kanila, they have that unrelenting, minsan rapid talaga, no? Yung mismong pananalita nila, okay, with that unconnected thoughts. Okay? Or yun yung tinatawag kasi natin na loquaciousness or your pressured speech, to the point that conversing with them is actually extremely difficult. Okay? And aside from that one, sabi natin noon, meron kasi silang distractibility. Okay, mabilis lang silang ma-distract. Okay, yes, they do have that heightened perception sa kanilang environment, but they are easily distracted by irrelevant stimuli. That's why para sa mga client natin who are manic, okay, that they have that difficulty in your goal-directed activities na pwede nating ipagawa sa kanila. Okay, so what are the symptoms of your mania? Okay, we have here your mnemonics. Okay, you have your fidget. Okay, number 1, sabi natin, we have your flight of ideas as your hallmark sign of your ideas. They're going to jump, okay, from one topic to another. Minsan, nagiging unrelated yung kanilang mga topics. Okay, what else? You have your insomnia. Okay, they can go for many days without sleep and still not feel tired. Okay, pakiramdam nilang lakas-lakas nila. They have that feeling na hindi nila kailangang matulog. Okay, and aside from that one, they're easily distracted. Sabi natin kanina, okay, they have that distractibility, okay? Minsan nagiging all-pervasive yung kanilang distractibility. That's why yung kanilang attention, it can be diverted dun sa mga smallest parts of your stimuli in your environment. Okay? And aside from that one, we also have here your grandiosity. They have that inflated self-esteem. Okay, taas-taas ng tingin nila sa kanilang mga sarili. Okay, yung kanilang self-perception is really that exalted because they have that ideas, okay, of their great worth and their abilities. Okay, what else? They're very energetic. Okay, minsan makikita mo sa kanila, okay, increase yung kanilang activities. Okay, nagkakaroon sila ng psychomotor agitation as your disturbances, di ba? Okay, nagkakaroon sila ng psychomotor agitation. And aside from that one, okay, they might have that involvement, okay, excessively sa mga pleasure-seeking activities or even with your risk-taking activity. That's why mataas yung kanilang risk for violence, okay, towards themselves. Okay? That's why when you're going to assess for your clients who are at manic state, talagang their energy seems inexhaustible. Okay? Yung mismong need nila para matulog is greatly diminished. Okay? So what else? You also have here your talkative. Sabi natin kanina, they have that pressured speech. Minsan yung kanilang pananalita, it's already unrelenting, very mabilis. Okay, and if you're going to check, or if you're going to assess yung kanilang mga yung kanilang, yung mismong laman ng kanilang thought, or yung mismong laman ng kanilang pananalita, okay, they are somewhat unrelated with each other. Okay, minsan makikita natin sa kanila, very loud yung pananalita nila without even posing. Because they have that very little insight dun sa mismong behavior nila and dun sa mismong way of communication. That's why nai-impaired yung kanilang social interaction. Kasi nga wala sila or konti lang yung kanilang insight, hindi nila alam or hindi sila aware na yung mismong way ng pananalita nila or yung mismong behavior nila or that maladaptive behavior affects their way of socializing or affects their way, okay, doon sa kanilang pakikipagkapwa tao. Okay? And aside from that one, some of our clients have your manic episodes. They might exhibit delusion and even major hallucinations. Meron siyang mga psychotic feature during a manic episode. Why? It's because yung mismong cognition or yung pag-iisip ng client natin, okay, who have your manic episode, okay, possible, nagkakaroon sila ng fragmented. Okay, fragmented yung kanilang cognition, fragmented yung kanilang perception towards other people, towards themselves, and other things. Okay, fragmented po siya. That's why it leads to possible psychotic features like your delusions and your hallucinations. Okay, and usually yung kanilang delusions, probably makikita natin sa kanila, meron silang delusions of your religiosity. What else? They have that delusions of grandeur, okay, or even with your delusions of your persecution. However, dun sa mismong hallucinations ng client natin, possible ay they might manifest auditory and even with your visual hallucination. Okay, wag niyo nang pansinin yung mga pusa natin. Okay, so aside from that one, nurses, okay, meron tayong categories here or subtypes of your mania. So meron tayong tinatawag dito na hypomania. Okay, isa na naman pong ibig sabihin, nurses, ng hypomania. It is a period of abnormally and persistently elevated, expansive, or irritable mood in some other milder symptoms of your mania. Okay? Kasi, pagdating kay hypomania, since si mania kanina or si full-blown mania, okay, it lasts for at least 1 week or more. Pero pag sinabi nating hypomania yan, nurses, it only lasts for only 4 days lang po siya. Okay, it lasts only for 4 days. And aside from that one, okay, it does not impair the person's ability to function. So, hindi po na i-impair yung mismong important areas of functioning ng isang tao, yung kanyang activities of daily living, hindi po naaapektuhan. Okay, so that is your hypomania. Kaya minsan, yung mga client natin who are having your hypomanic episode, they might be quite productive. And aside from that one, wala silang psychotic features compared kanina kay full-blown mania. Okay, that's why yung mismong disturbances sa kanila due to your hypomanic episode is not that sufficiently severe to cause marked impairment, and it does not require or it does not warrant any hospitalization. Okay, so that is the difference between your hypomania from your full-blown mania. Okay, so next naman tayo here, dear sis, we have here your bipolar disorder. Okay, pag sinabi nating bipolar disorder, nurses, it involves extreme mood swings from episodes of your mania and episodes of your depression. So, pag ang isang tao, pinag-combine mo, okay, meron siyang episodes of depression and meron din siyang episodes of mania, okay, clinically, that is already your bipolar disorder. And nurses, remember, pag sinabi nating bipolar, from the word itself, bi, dalawa. Okay, kaya nga meron siyang episodes of your mania and episodes of your depression. And nurses, okay, with its historical perspective, pag sinabi nating bipolar disorder, this is formerly known as your what? This is formerly known as your manic depressive illness. Okay, this is formerly known as your manic depressive illness according kay Emil Kraepelin in 1913. Okay, according kay Emil Kraepelin in 1913. Okay, tinawag niyang manic depressive illness ang ating bipolar disorder. And aside from that one, according naman po kay Jules Baylarder in 1854, wait lang po. Okay, according naman kay Jules Baylarder in 1854, tinawag naman po niya ang ating bipolar disorder as your what? As your dual form insanity. Okay, according ulit kay Jules Jules Baylarder in 1854. And aside from that one, according naman po kay Jean-Pierre Falray, tinawag naman po niyang ating bipolar disorder as your circular insanity. Okay, so yan po yung mga tawag natin before with your bipolar disorder. Okay, so ano nga ba yung mga etiology natin? Okay, ano ba yung mga attributed factors natin that could lead to the development of your bipolar disorder? So same po with your depression, dalawa po yan. We have here your biologic, okay, and we also have here your psychodynamics. So under your biologic factors, we have here your genetic. Okay, remember nurses, pagdating sa mga client natin na mayroong bipolar disorder, okay, it strongly reflects that yung mismong underlying genetic vulnerability ng isang tao, possible na for example, yung mismong family member, okay, doon sa mismong isang family, meron siyang one parent na merong mood disorder. That's why, yung mismong kanilang anak, mataas yung kanyang risk for at least 10 to 25%. And kapag two parents ang involved na merong mood disorder, mas mataas yung risk ng kanilang anak 2 to 3 times greater dun sa mismong one parent lang ang merong mood disorder. And aside from that one, nurses, pagdating sa ating genetical predisposition, kapag sa mismong family natin, okay, first degree relatives namin, okay, merong history of your bipolar disorder, you have a 7-fold risk to also develop your bipolar disorder. What else? Okay, ano na ulit yan? First degree relatives. What else? Okay, according to your genetic predisposition, we also have your study, okay, with your monozygotic twins. Okay, monozygotic zygotic twins. Okay, 60 to 80%. For example, yung mismong isang kambal, nagkaroon siya ng bipolar disorder, 60 to 80%, possible yung isang kambal din, okay, magkakaroon din siya ng bipolar disorder. Why? It's because of their concordance. Okay, twin concordance, because they have that identical genes. Okay? And then next naman here, we have your increase in your norepinephrine and your serotonin level. Okay, remember nurses, ang ating norepinephrine, it energizes our body to mobilize our yung mismong strength natin during stress. How about with your serotonin? Okay, particularly with your mood function yan. Okay? And then next here, we have here your increase. Okay, it's not your intracellular sodium. I-edit lang natin siya. Okay, wait lang po. Ayan, yun na yung mga pusa. Ayan. Okay, palitan natin siya. It's not your intracellular sodium, but rather it is your, salat lang natin, ANKR. Okay, your ANKR and your CACA NAC. Okay, so ano tong ANKR and CANAC na to, sir? These are your mga ano natin, mga genes natin, okay? Ibig sabihin ng ating ANKR nurses, this is your ankyrin G protein, okay? This is your ankyrin G protein. Wherein this ankyrin G protein nurses, it is located dun sa mismong first part ng ating axon. Okay, dun sa mismong neurons natin. Whether it will going to determine if yung mismong neurons natin will going to fire. Okay, so ibig sabihin nun, for clients who have your bipolar disorder, okay, mas as yung kanilang level of your ANKR protein. Okay, that's why there is an increase dun sa mismong neuronal excitability and nai-impair din yung mismong cognitive function ng isang tao. Okay? And aside from that one, nurses, we also have here your CAC and AAC. Okay na naman ang ibig sabihin niyan, sir, medyo mahaba siya. Okay, your CAC, NAC, NAIC, okay, this is your alpha. Yan ang pansinin yung mga pusa. Okay, alpha 1C, okay, subunit of your, okay, of the L-type voltage-gated channels. Okay, or voltage-gated calcium channel. Calcium channel. Okay, so that is your CACNA1C. Okay, NA1C, that is your alpha 1C subunit of your L-type voltage-gated calcium channel. Wherein, ang ginagawa naman po nito, okay, it regulates yung mismong influx, okay, or yung mismong pagpasok, okay, and outflow of your calcium from your cells. That's why, if there is a presence of these genes, okay, there is a risk, okay, particularly mismong presence ng mismong risk variant of these both genes, with your alpha A1C unit of your L-type voltage-gated calcium channel, same with your ankyrin, okay, G protein, mas mataas yung risk mo to develop your bipolar disorder. Okay? So, next naman tayo here with your psychodynamics, okay? Your mania, it is a defense against depression. Why? Because, since yung client natin, okay, who is experiencing depression, they already have that ineffective coping mechanism since nagkakaroon ng diminish, okay? That is actually related dun sa mismong diminished ego strength ng isang tao. Sorry. Ng isang tao, okay? They're going to mask that depression. That's when nagiging manic sila or nagkakaroon sila ng manic episode or mania. Okay? And it denies underlying depression. And usually, meron silang, aside from your projection as their defense mechanism, pwede nilang magamit yung mismong formation reaction kasi hindi nila matanggap, okay, that there is really a problem, that there is really a depression behind that manic state na meron sa kanila. Okay? And they constant struggle between their id and their superego. Okay? For your clients na merong mania or bipolar disorder in general, they have that what? They have that very high id. Okay? Mataas po ang kanilang id. Okay? That's why, yung mismong hostility na dapat meron siyang outlet palabas, outward. Okay? Para sa kanila, for patients who have manic episode, okay, they have that externalized hostility. How about with your patient with your depression? They have that, ano naman ang mataas sa kanila? They have a very high super ego. Okay? And how about with the hostility? Turn inward. That's why they have that internalized hostility. Contrary with your mania. Okay? Aside from that verses, aside from your hypomania, sabi natin kanina, meron din tayong other subtypes. You have your cyclothymia. Okay, so ano naman po ang ibig sabihin ng cyclothymia, nurses? Okay, these are your alternating periods of depressed mood and hypomania for 2 years. Okay, so how are we going to categorize this one? Okay, so according to your DSM-5, okay, pag yung client natin, meron siyang alternating periods of depressed mood and hypomania for at least 2 years, dapat hindi niya namimit yung mismo, pagdating sa depressed mood, it does not meet, okay, yung mismong criteria for MDD or your major depressive disorder. Same true with your, hindi siya nagkakaroon ng, tawag dito, meron siyang numerous symptoms that do not meet, okay, yung mismong criteria ng hypomanic episode for at least 2 years. Ibig sabihin, it's very chronic. Okay, itong mga clients natin na merong cyclothymia, medyo malungkot, medyo manic. Okay? So, we have here your illustration. Okay, so that we could determine kung anong types. Okay, yung na bipolar. Kasi meron tayong dalawang types kasi no, ng ating bipolar. We have your type 1 and your type 2. Or your bipolar 1 and your bipolar 2. So, mag-start muna tayo with your line here. Okay, so makikita natin dito, dun sa mismong gitna, dito is your euthymia. Okay, na bang ibig sabihin ng euthymia? Okay, that is your normal mood. Okay, that's your euthymia. And in here, meron tayong color. Okay, yung cyclothymia muna, yung color orange na ano natin. Okay? Kasi diba sabi natin kanina pag cyclothymia yan, we have alternating periods of depressed mood pero hindi siya nagiging considered na it does not meet yung mismong criteria for MDD. So, ganyan siya. O, hindi niya nami-meet yung mismong line for your depression. Okay, this is your cyclothymia. And aside from that one, it does not meet, meron siyang numerous symptoms, okay, that do not meet your criteria for hypomanic episode. So, that is your cyclothymia. Sir, how about naman po with your type 1 bipolar disorder? So, yung mismong green na line natin dito, okay, pag sinabi nating bipolar type 1, meron siyang episodes of what? Full-blown mania kasi na-reach na yung mismong threshold ng mania. Okay, meron siyang episodes ng full-blown mania and meron din siyang episodes of your full-blown na depression. Okay, so that is your type 2 or type 1 na bipolar disorder. How about pag sinabi naman po nating bipolar type 2? Okay, so yung mismong line natin dito, we have here your color brown. Okay, pag sinabi nating type 2 naman yan, nurses, okay, meron siyang episodes of your, tawag dito, hypomania lang po siya. Remember, nurse, pag sinabi nating hypomania, okay, it is the lesser form or less severe form ng ating, or milder form ng ating full-blown mania. Okay, and it does not impair yung mismong ADL or important areas of other functioning ng isang tao since hypomania lang siya. Okay? So, dito siya, na-reach yung mismong threshold ng hypomania. It does not reach the threshold of your full-blown mania. And then, meron din siyang episodes of your depression. Okay? So, that is your different types of your bipolar. We have your bipolar 1, type 1, bipolar type 2, and then meron din tayong tinatawag na cyclothymia. Okay, so what will be our assessment for our client na merong bipolar disorder? Okay, they have that elevated, they have that expansive mood for at least 1 week and any 3 of the following. Okay, so meron tayo dito, number 1, we have your, okay, sabi natin meron siya ng excessive engagement sa mga pleasurable activities, diba? And they do start these activities, okay, as they occur in their thought process. Kung ano yung naisip nilang gawin, they have that very poor impulse control, gagawin nila yan. Okay, ano ba yung example ng mga yon? Okay, number 1, we have your shopping sprees. Okay, shopaholic. Okay, mahilig silang mag-shopping. Okay, ng kung ano-ano, bibili sila ng kung ano-ano. Okay, and aside from that one, they might use yung mga CC nila or mga credit cards nila excessively. And if you're going to check, okay, mag-background checking tayo. they are considered as unemployed and even broke. Okay, so they do not consider their financial status, okay, when they're in a manic state, because sabi nga natin kanina, they have that excessive involvement or engagement with your pleasurable activities like your shopping. Okay, aside from that one, we also have here your promiscuous sex. Okay, yung mga client kasi natin, no, na merong under your manic episode, they might be sexually uninhibited. Okay? They might engage themselves with, tawag dito, with even your unprotected sex. Okay? Unprotected sex. Okay? What else? They also engage themselves with gambling. Okay? Sugalilit. Pwede sila magsugal. Okay? Without even considering their financial status. And aside from that one, sabi natin kanina, why do they engage with pleasurable activities? They're vulnerable with this one because they have that very poor impulse control. Okay? What else? Meron silang mga loud colors and activities. Okay? Like for example, meron silang very heavy makeup. Okay? They do wear clothes. Okay? That reflects yung mismong elevated mood nila. Like for example, makikita mo sa kanila, they wear those brightly colored, minsan flamboyant. Okay? Parang ang weird. Parang grabe. Diba? Parang very inappropriate dun sa mismong occasion, for example. Okay? Of course, what else? Aside from your very flamboyant, aside from your very brightly colored na mga damit, okay, they might have that sexually suggestive na mga pananamit, okay, and very attention-seeking or attention-getting. Okay, what else? They have that increase in goal-directed activities, okay, since they have that exaggerated self-esteem, okay, believing that they can accomplish anything, okay, they're really discussing mismong self-concept nila realistically, okay, that's why they have that energy, and tawag dito, they have that thinking na dapat meron sila ma-accomplish, okay, na madaming mga activities. That means, pag titignan natin, it's very, hindi siya realistic para sa kanila, or para sa atin. Okay? And aside from that one, they might have a psychomotor disturbances, okay, perpetual in motion, talaga makikita mo, galaw ng galaw yan, and sitting still, okay, pag pinaupo mo yan, it's very difficult for them. And kapag nagkaroon sila ng continual movement, okay, pwede kasi silang mapagod and even pwede silang ma-injure. Kasi sabi natin kanina, sobrang taas ng kanilang energy, pakiramdam nila, it's inexhaustible, okay? And pwede kasi mag-collapse ang mind kapag galaw ng galaw yan. Kasi they cannot, tawag dito, very distorted yung kanilang perception towards themselves, okay? Since they have that exaggerated self-esteem and surge of energy, okay? What else? Possible magkaroon silang delusion of grandeur, okay? For clients who have manic episodes, nurses, if you're going to check their unconscious mind, talagang they have that very low self-esteem. Okay? And aside from that one, since they're in a manic state, they might have that periods of euphoria. Okay? Very elated yung kanilang feelings, high levels of emotion, and minsan meron silang false and tawag dito, distorted the sense of well-being. That's why meron silang delusion of grandeur. Kasi yung kanilang perception towards themselves, highly and exalted. Okay? What else? Meron silang pressured speech, okay? Okay, or your fast, rapid spitfire, okay? Very productive yung kanilang pananalita. I mean, you cannot understand, nagiging incoherent, okay? Nagiging, tawag dito, hindi natin naiintindihan minsan yung mismong way ng kanilang pananalita. And makikita natin sa kanila, since they have that, they have that pressured speech, they tend to interrupt and they cannot listen to other people. Okay, they ignore lahat ng mga verbal and non-verbal because they cannot wait for themselves. Okay, they cannot wait for themselves para magsalita. Okay? And they have that loquacious speech. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng loquacious? That's your very productive speech. Ang dami-dami nilang sinasabi. Okay? And then next here, we have your distractibility. Since grossly impaired, yung kanilang cognition. Okay, mabilis silang ma-distract sa mga lesser lesser parts ng environmental stimuli, although they are oriented naman sa person and place, but rarely in time. Okay, kasi sabi natin kanina, no, yung mga clients natin na merong episodes of your mania, minsan sabi natin kanina, talagang yung mismong disturbances nila or yung mismong distractibility nila, although they have that heightened perception dun sa environment, they are easily distracted by irrelevant stimuli. Okay? So, aside from that one, as it's, tawag dito, hallmark sign, we have your flight of ideas. Okay? Meron silang racing thoughts. Okay? What else? Possible magkaroon sila ng somatic manifestation because Sabi natin kanina, they can go days without sleep or even eating. Okay, they are very unwilling. Okay, they are unable to stop. Para sa kanila, sleep is for the weak. Okay, they are unable to rest or even sleep. And makikita natin sa kanila, okay, when it comes to their hygiene minsan, okay, for some patients, yung mismong hygiene and grooming nila, they may be neglected. Okay? And then, aside from that one, your clients may be, what? Very sarcastic, very manipulative, and very demanding. Okay? Tawag dito yung kanilang weakness, okay? Yung kanilang own weaknesses. They hide that own weakness. Okay? They hide their weaknesses. Okay? Through the weakness of other. Kasi nga sabi natin kanina, that's your projection. Diba? And minsan, they are very angry. Okay? They are verbally aggressive. Yun yung nakakatakot. Okay? In a verbally aggressive tone when others set limits on their behavior. Because they have that very poor impulse control and meron silang very low na frustration tolerance. Okay? So, these are the assessments for your client. At least 3 of the following, and it should last for at least 1 week for patients of your bipolar disorder. So, what will be our interventions here? Number 1, okay, we have here your provide for client's physical safety of those around him or her. Okay, so bakit safety ulit ang priority natin, sir, dito? It's because your safety or your physical safety, that is our priority over the physiologic needs of our client. That is why, yung mga clients natin who have bipolar disorder, ano ang pinaka-priority nursing intervention natin sa kanila? It's your what? Since safety yan, your nursing diagnosis here, your priority nursing diagnosis here is your risk for violence. Okay, we have your risk for violence, self-directed or other directed yan. Okay, self-directed or other directed. So that is your priority nursing intervention, nursing diagnosis over your physiologic needs of your clients. Bakit? Sabi natin, nurses, yung mga client natin who have bipolar disorder, they are vulnerable or they are vulnerable, okay, to behaviors that they can be physical, sabi natin they can be physically, emotionally and sexually harmful to themselves and to others people. Okay, so that's why this is our priority for our clients na merong bipolar disorder. And aside from that one, since safety yung pinag-uusapan natin dito, if there is an increase, okay, meron tayong increase na environmental stimuli, okay, that equates sa magiging hyper ng client natin. Okay, what else? Pagdating sa mismong safety ng client natin, anong kailangan natin i-assess? We have to assess for what? Assess for possible suicidal ideation. Okay, aside from your ideation, meron ba siyang plans? Okay, meron ba siyang thoughts of hurting other people? Okay, and aside from that one, they have that very little insight or real insight that their behaviors affect other people as well. Okay, so sabi natin kanina, it's very important na we have to provide safety or physical safety for our clients, not only for them but also those people around them. Okay, we have to, number 1, we have to provide quiet and non-stimulating environment. Kasi sabi natin kanina, if there is an increased environment stimuli, mas nagiging hyper yung client natin. Okay, mas yung mismong anxiety levels nila, it rises, no? And minsan, if overstimulated yung mga clients natin, nagiging suspicious kasi yung mga yan nagiging agitated that they may perceive individuals as a threatening one or threatening object. Okay? By how? How are we going to provide a quiet and stimulating environment? By providing them, number 1, dapat low lighting lang po yan. Okay, for example, yung kanilang room, it should have a low lighting. Okay, few people. What else? Simple decor. And then lastly, we have your low noise level. Para bang naka-ANC ang mind o tawag dito, noise cancellation kung pwede lang. Kasi nga sabi natin kanina, if there is an increased environment stimuli, mas nagiging hyper yung mismong client natin. Okay? So, next naman here, we have your low pitch voice, dapat non-confrontational, arms on side, palms out. Okay? Kasi with this, kapag kasi nakalagay yung mismong client natin, yung mismong kamay natin, or tinaasan natin sila ng boses, okay, what else? Tapos yung mismong kamay natin is, for example, nasa likod natin. Okay? It can make your client suspicious or paranoid. O, and aside from that one, kapag tayo kasi arms on side, palms out, okay, visible yung hands natin, that conveys openness. Okay, that conveys honesty and even with your safety. Okay? And then aside from that one, we have here, you should not, what? You should not be crossing your arms. Kasi, crossing your arms that appear very defensive sa kanila, okay? Minsan parang confrontational yun sa kanila if you're going to cross your arm and you seem to be unapproachable para sa kanila. Because kapag meron tayong open posture, that is essential for building trust and rapport to our clients who have that manic state, for example. That's why it's very important na dapat na maintain natin yung mismong calm attitude natin towards our client. What else? Do not place hands at the back or inside the pocket. Sabi natin kanina, no? Kasi possible kapag yung kamay hindi visible yung hands natin, it can make our client suspicious and paranoid. Okay? And then next here, do not stay at elevated space. Okay? Dapat na naka-eye to eye level lang tayo dapat. Bakit? Kasi remember nurses, for example, if you're standing while they are being seated, okay, it conveys authoritarian, parang tawag dito, parang sa kanila intimidating ka. Okay, authoritarian ka. And aside from that one, you might be in a threatening mode para sa kanila. Okay, so dapat nasa eye-to-eye level lang if you're going to communicate with them. Okay, if you're going to interact with our clients with bipolar disorder. Okay, what else? Sabi dito, we have to, okay lang na meron tayong eye contact para naman sa ganun is, tawag dito, it conveys na interested tayo dun sa mismong sinasabi nila, we are investing our time to interact with them. Okay, but do not stare. Kasi, staring to them might be confrontational and minsan parang aggressive ka siya pag nakatitig ka lang sa kanya. It might be aggressive for them or somewhat invasive. Okay? And then, during an escalating phase, nurses, okay, kailangan dito is that you have to intervene dun sa mismong first sign that yung mismong client natin have bipolar disorder. Okay, nagkakaroon sila ng increase in their anxiety level. Makikita natin sa kanila, okay, psychomotor disturbances, possible magkaroon sila ng agitation. And even with your verbal or behavioral aggression, nagiging aggressive sila. Okay, that's your, nag-escalate yung kanilang, manic phase, for example. Ang number one na gagawin natin doon is to validate. Okay, we have to validate yung mismong client's feeling. Okay, why do we need to validate the client's feeling? Okay, because if you're going to validate your client's feeling, okay, it seems like you have that caring attitude and you're offering assistance for that specific person. Okay, and aside from that one, that reinforces trust, of course. So how are you going to, how are you going to validate the client's feelings? Sasabihin mo sa kanila, for example, nakikita mo na they are pacing around the hall, okay? Sasabihin mo sa kanila, you seem anxious, okay? You seem frustrated, you seem angry about the situation. How can I help? By simply stating that one, you are already validating yung mismong client's feeling natin. And once na na-validate natin yung kanilang feelings, you have to provide a distraction to aid in diffusing yung mismong anxiety and their agitation as well. Okay? Next naman here, we have your, restraints are applied firmly but not too tightly. Okay, remember nurses, if yung mismong client natin hindi natin siya napakalma by simply talking down to them or by simply administering medication para kumalma sila, the use of your mechanical restraints might be necessary. Okay? And when it comes to our restraint, okay, restraint, mechanical restraints, okay, you have to ensure that yung meron tayong sufficient staff or meron tayong sufficient na staff na kasama natin who is available to assist. Hindi pwedeng mag-isa ka lang. Okay? And aside from that one, kapag hindi talaga, okay, naging successful lahat, okay, ng ating interventions, okay, pwede tayong gumamit na our last resort will be our restraint. Okay, pag-restrain sa mga client natin, if yung mismong client natin is clearly at risk of harming themselves and harming other people. Okay, or yung mga clients around them as well, okay? And then, we have to place our client in a room that is away from the nurse's station. Bakit? Kasi sabi natin kanina, di ba yung mga client natin na in a manic episode, they have that very full impulse control. Pag hindi nila, they're very indecisive, okay? Tawag dito, they have that, na pag hindi nila nakuha yung kanilang gusto, since they're vulnerable to, to behaviors, to consider maladaptive behaviors and way of expressing themselves, pwede sila makapanakit, okay, ng ibang clients and even with you as their nurses. Okay? para hindi maiwasan yung kanilang para maiwasan yung kanilang ganun na kapag yung kanilang pagiging manipulative kapag meron silang gusto. Okay? What else? You have to ensure that nutritional and fluid balance needs are being met. Okay? We have to increase your oral fluid intake. Okay? We have to offer your water, no, as much as possible every hour or every 2 hours dapat yan. That's why our priority nursing diagnosis here is your what? Imbalanced nutrition, di ba? Less than body requirements. Okay? And aside from that one, you have to increase calories and proteins natin. So, since yung mismong client natin, they have that hyperactivity state, difficult to sitting still, okay? Nahihirapan sila. They have that difficulty sitting still, okay? Long enough to eat a meal. That's why, ibibigay natin ng mga pagkain sa kanila. Dapat mga food on the go. Yung mga mabilis lang na ma-prepare na pagkain. Okay? Food on the go. Okay? Like for example, yung mga sandwiches natin, okay? Mga protein bars, mga fortified shakes, mga ganyan. Yung mabilis lang siyang kainin because they have that easily destructibility, okay? Lalo kapag nasa hyperactive state sila. And aside from that one, you have to observe and supervise them during meal times. Okay? What else? You have to use short, simple sentences to communicate. Because they have that very short attention span, okay? They can handle a lot of information. So when you're going to communicate with them, mga short and simple sentences lang yung gagamitin natin. Okay? And then next year, you have to set limits and be consistent. Okay? Ano ba dapat yung approach natin sa kanila? You have that matter of fact attitude. Okay? Matter of facts attitude. Okay? Dapat hindi tayo nakikipag-argue sa kanila. Dapat hindi tayo nakikipag-bargain sa kanila. Or even to try to reason out with your client. Okay? So kapag ganun, kasi pag mga client kasi natin na very manipulative, for example, and exploitative, okay, they have that feelings of insecurity kasi, and they also have that feelings na very powerless sila and they cannot take control of everything. That's why yung mga client natin na very manipulative and exploitative, we have to understand or we have to allow our clients to understand yung mismong motivation kung bakit sila ganun yung kanilang behavior. And kapag meron silang understanding with their own behavior, with, behind that, yung mismong motivation behind that manipulation, for example, it facilitate acceptance dun sa mismong behavior nila na mali. That's why you have to set limits. Okay? Bakit kailangan nagsiset tayo ng limits sa mga client natin? Because your client is unable to establish their own limits. Okay? Minsan nagiging impulsive sila. Okay, nagiging reckless sila or they have that pleasure-seeking behavior without even considering kung ano man yung magiging consequences ng kanilang mga actions. That's why, when it comes to our limit setting, na-discuss na natin kasi ito sa mismong psychotherapy natin, no? We have to be very consistent with it. Okay? Dapat nagkakaroon ng consistency when you're going to enforce yung mga consequences ng kanilang mga actions para magkaroon tayo ng positive outcomes. Okay? We have to clearly identify kung ano nga ba dapat, okay, yung mga expected, kung ano ba yung mga consequences, okay, when yung mga limits na binibigay natin sa kanila are being violated. And aside from that one, when it comes to mismong terms of the limitations, it should be agreed by all staff, okay, who are going to work with your client na merong bipolar disorder. Okay? What else? You have to confront the behavior, not the patient. Okay? We have to clearly identify yung mismong behavior, okay, na dapat expected, okay, na dapat appropriate, na pinapakita nila, okay? And despite yung mismong behavior na meron sila, we have to protect the dignity of our client. And aside from that one, we really have to help to recognize, kailangan talaga rin tulungan sila na ma-recognize, okay, that they must accept the consequences of their own behavior. Kasi once they're going to accept, okay, kung ano man yung magiging consequences ng kanilang behavior, okay, they're going to accept, okay, responsibility and accountability dun sa kanilang mga sarili. Okay? And then next here, we have to channel excessive energy into socially acceptable motor activities. Okay? That's why, mga client kasi natin na since they have that surge of energy, no, dapat yung mismong excessive energy dapat na meron sa kanila na pupunta sa mga bagay na pwedeng makatulong or mga socially acceptable motor activities. Okay? Dapat bigyan natin sila or they have to engage into activities that are considered as non-competitive, ha. Hindi natin sila pwedeng ilagay sa mga competitive na activities or mga motor activities disco. Okay, pag hindi na pagbigyan yan, magwawala yan. Okay, like for example, mga basketball, okay, mga ganon, hindi pwede yon. Okay, anything na competitive na mga activities. So ano din sir, anong mas maayos na mga acceptable or socially acceptable na na mga motor activities para magkaroon sila ng outlet. Okay, para mailabas yung kanilang excessive energy is, for example, cleaning the room. Okay, by simply cleaning the room, sweep the floor, and for example, mag-distribute sila ng mga linens. Okay, so yun yung mga magandang activities. Okay, that are socially acceptable activities so that they could have an outlet para mailabas nila lahat ng kanilang mga excessive energy. Basta wag lang mga non-competitive activities. And then lastly, we have to provide solitary activity but something that would not require concentration. Kasi remember nurses, sabi natin kanina, they have that distorted na cognition and their perception towards themselves. So that's why, mga solitary activities, okay, so that they can spend time on their own but something that would not require concentration. Instead, magbigay tayo ng mga large motor activities that could actually distract yung mismong client natin. Okay, so makikita natin dito wala tayong discussion ng ating psychopharmacology because we already have a discussion with that one during your prelims. So that's it for our discussion with your mood disorders. Okay, we have your depression and then your mania.